Bonjour! One of the things that can often confuse English learners of French is the use of the word time in French, because in English we've got just one word for time, whereas in French they have three and they're used in different ways. So let's have a look at that today. My students often get confused with this when they want to be able to say what time it is compared to I haven't got time, compared to I've done that 3 times before, or whatever it might be. And this is the difference in the vocabulary you need. So you've got heure, you've got temps, and you've got fois. And we're going to take each of those words and look at some examples with them. So heure, first of all, heure is a feminine word. So if there was one of them, you would say une heure. And when do we use heure? Well, heure is talking about literally the time that you get on your watch or on a clock. It is the time of day, or how many hours something lasts, because it can mean an hour as well, une heure. But heure is specifically for talking about the clock time. So let's have a look at some examples with it in. Quelle heure est-il? What time is it? The word heure here meaning the time on the clock. Il est 8 heures. It is 8 o'clock. Mon rendez-vous est à 10 heures. My appointment is at 10 o'clock. J'ai attendu une heure. I waited 1 hour, an hour. Le cours dure 2 heures. The lesson lasts 2 hours. So the main one that you're hearing heure to mean time is in the question quelle heure est-il? Or maybe à quelle heure? At what time? But other than that, you're not going to hear heure to mean I haven't got any time or what have you. That's what you need this one for. Temps. Temps. Now this one, it's le temps, it's a masculine word, and it ends in MPS. S is pretty much always silent on the ends of words unless it's making the liaison into the next word that starts with a vowel. But the MP or the EMP is really finishes in your nose. It doesn't sound like emp like it would in English. It just sounds like this. Temps. Temps. So your throat kind of blocks and the sound goes into your nose. Temps. Temps. Now, when do you use temps? Well, temps is abstract. It's uncountable. You can't say to temps. Okay, you can't put a number in front of it. And what's confusing about temps as well is that it's used for weather as well. The word temps means the weather, so a little bit confusing for us. But if you think about temps as being kind of time passing rather than it being a really specific kind of time of the day or an occurrence, but rather the idea of that kind of egg timer, that time is passing, okay, and it's not countable. Here's some examples. Je n'ai pas le temps. Je n'ai pas le temps. I don't have time. Je n'ai pas le temps. I can't put a number in front, remember. Tu as du temps demain? Do you have any time tomorrow? Do you have time tomorrow? Tu as du temps demain? Avec le temps, on s'habitue. Avec le temps, on s'habitue. With time, you get used to it. On passe beaucoup de temps à la mairie. On passe beaucoup de temps à la mairie. We spend a lot of time at the town hall. Il sourit tout le temps. He smiles all the time. Tout le temps. Tout le temps. And then we can see in this context where it's meaning weather, quel temps fait-il aujourd'hui? Quel temps fait-il aujourd'hui? What's the weather like today? And you can see that you can tell whether it means weather or time by the context. It can only really mean weather in this context. What time does it do today? It doesn't work like that, okay? Because we're not talking about clock time, and you would only really use il fait with the weather in this context. You wouldn't use it with the time. And the last one is this one, fois. And fois is the one that is countable. So fois is the one when you're talking about how often something happens or how many occurrences of that thing has happened. So in English we would say there's different words for one time, two times, three times. Obviously it's once, twice, three times. But in French you use one time, two times, three times, four times. There's not different words for once, twice. So it's feminine. Une fois, deux fois, trois fois, quatre fois, etc. So you put that number in it. That means it's happened that many times. And we also use it when we've got this kind of indicator of time, this sort of time marker in it in front, like last time, la dernière fois, this time, cette fois, next time, la prochaine fois. Okay, so think about that as like talking about the occurrence of it. Next time this thing occurs, last time this thing occurred. Here's some examples. Une fois par semaine, je vais au marché. Une fois par semaine, je vais au marché. Once a week, I go to the market. Je suis allé 3 fois à la mairie. Je suis allé 3 fois à la mairie. I went to town hall 3 times. C'est la première fois que je vote en France. C'est la première fois que je vote en France. It's the first time I've voted in France. Chaque fois que je parle, ils me répondent en anglais. Chaque fois que je parle, ils me répondent en anglais. Every time I speak, like chaque is every or each, they answer me in English. And this one, tu viens cette fois. Viens is, are you coming? Tu viens cette fois. Are you coming this time? Tu viens cette fois. So a little recap for you. If you can put a number or a time marker in front, once, twice, 3 times, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, next, last, then we use fois. If it's about the clock, then we use heure. If it's the time on the clock, time on your watch, you use heure. Otherwise, it's usually temps. Okay, so if you can count it, fois, something on the clock, heure, everything else, it's probably going to be temps. Here's a little quiz for you then. So you're going to tell me whether it's going to be temps, fois, or heure that needs to go in the gap. Remember, if I go too fast, pause me so that you've got time to think, and then press play again when you're ready. So, quel something est-il? Quel something est-il? Trying to say, what time is it? What time is it? What are we talking about here then? We're talking about the time on a clock, on a watch. Quelle heure est-il? La dernière something, le médecin était gentil. So the last time, the doctor was kind. La dernière, le médecin était gentil. Have a think about that one. The answer there is fois, because we're saying last time. So we've got a kind of time marker there. Number 3, je n'ai pas le de préparer un grand repas. Je n'ai pas le de préparer un grand repas. I have not got the time to prepare a big meal. I've not got the time to prepare a big meal. What would that one be? That one's going to be temps. It's got no time marker, it's got no number, and we're not talking about an exact time on a clock. We're just saying time in general. I haven't got the time to prepare this thing. On va au marché 2 something par semaine. We go to the market 2 times per week, twice a week. What do we use for that one? Fois. Counting 2 times. If there's a number, we've got to use fois. Number 5. Avec le on comprend mieux la langue. So with time, we understand the language better. What do we think? Temps is the right answer there. With time, we understand the language better. Temps, because we've got no numbers, we've got no time markers in front of it, and we're not talking about a clock. C'est la première que je fais cette recette. C'est la première que je fais cette recette. It's the first time I'm making this recipe. Doing this recipe. It's the first time I'm making this recipe. What would you say? Fois is the answer, because we've got a number here. We've got an indication of a number. It's the first time I'm doing this recipe. Tu as du something demain pour prendre un café? Tu as du something demain pour prendre un café? Have you got time tomorrow to have a coffee? Or have you got some time tomorrow to have a coffee? What would you think here? Has it got a number? No, it hasn't. Has it got a time on a clock? No, it's therefore temps. And then the last one, mon rendez-vous est à 10. My appointment is at 10 o'clock. So therefore the answer's got to be heure, à 10 heures. I hope that helped. See you next week.